Coming up on Carolina Morning, a crossing guard in critical condition after being hit outside a local school by a driver who didn't stop. Plus, federal agents raid upstate pain clinics just months after 2 employees were arrested. What we know about the investigation.
Children are prepared for Halloween, costumes are ready, candy is ready, but parents might want to check which houses they're going to be stopping at. We'll tell you how, coming up next.
Where local news matters for Carolina's family. This is 7 News Carolina Morning.
And good Carolina morning to you. Hope your day is getting off to a great start. I'm Sibila Vargas, joined by Chief Meteorologist Christy Henderson. Good morning,
Good
Christy.
morning. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. I think the people out there, you're going to like the weather forecast, especially the little ghosts and goblins that are getting ready for Halloween day.
Yeah, even the pineapples. You know, Sarah's going to be a pineapple this year.
Right.
So, Julie, I'm on assignment to get some green hairspray so that she can have the stem, green.
That would be so cute. Is
It should be pretty
Catherine
fun.
dressing up?
Yes, she is. We just got her costume yesterday, last minute, Mom here.
Yeah, what'd she get?
She's gonna go as Super Mario. You know, I never played that game. It's Super Mario Brothers, so it's got a little, mustache thing you can hold up in the hat and everything.
My son, by the way, is going to go as a plague doctor.
A plague doctor?
The 11-year-old. He decides to go as a bubonic plague doctor.
Oh,
you have to see this elaborate outfit. He does like history, so maybe he just got it from there. He's learning about the 1300s.
That's creative for sure, right?
Yeah.
Be
We'll
one
take
of a
pictures
kind.
maybe
Take
tomorrow.
pictures.
Let's take some pictures.
Yeah, we'll do
right.
that. All right, in the meantime, let's cover what the trick-or-treaters can expect weather-wise. It's looking great for us. It really couldn't be much better, actually. The weather, of course, will be dry, and because we're going to see a nice warm afternoon and a slow cool down this evening, the temperatures should feel pretty good. Now, this morning, of course, it's chilly out there, not as cold as we were this time yesterday, but cool enough for a sweater or jacket, and there's a little cloud cover around too. But I think on average, we'll see a mixture of sunshine and clouds for today. Winds will be out of the south about 5 to 10 miles per hour, and that's going to keep pumping in that moisture and also the warmth. Right now, it's 46 in Spartanburg, 45 in Lawrence, 38 degrees in Asheville. Here's your pinpoint planner for Spartanburg by 11 o'clock, 58 degrees, 66 by 1 o'clock. Look at that, 70s between 3 and 5 o'clock this evening. We will expect to see quiet weather this evening for the trick-or-treaters with temperatures in the 60s. I'll talk more about that in a few minutes, but right now, let's get over to Emily Henning for a look at live drive traffic. Hey, Emily.
Hey, Christy. This morning traffic actually looking pretty good. Looking at the map, it looks like there's just a whole lot of accidents kind of across the map right now. These ones all very minor, no injuries, no lanes blocked here, so no accidents that are going to slow you down, even though it looks like a lot on the traffic map at the moment. What I'm seeing is just some small slowdowns, especially the secondary roads just kind of getting busier this morning. The interstate still moving well. Looking here along 153 by 81, then up by Powdersville Road, slow going, some stop and go traffic there. 276 just north of I-85, a little slow down, and then Highway 101 at 296, slow going, and then also along Highway 101 around BMW, I've been following delays there. Looking at 221 in Spartanburg, north of I-85, heading towards I-85, you're going to hit the brakes. As we get a peek at the interstates, like I mentioned, those are still in good shape, even looking good here by the GSP exit.
All right, Emily, thank you so much. And now here's a look at what you need to know this morning. There will be increased security today after threats were made on social media targeting Union County High School. Additional law enforcement will be on campus now for a second day. Yesterday, the school district posted on Facebook saying officials were made aware of a possible violence at the school in response to, quote, recent events in the community. The district says they're monitoring the situation and school will run on a normal schedule. The man accused in a deadly ambush on some South Carolina officers is scheduled to be in court today. Florence police say Frederick Hopkins started shooting at them when officers went to his home earlier this month to serve a warrant to his son. Officer Terrence Caraway and Florence County Deputy Farrah Turner died from the shots in that shooting. 5 other officers were hurt. Troopers are looking for the driver who ran into a crossing guard outside an upstate school and then drove away. 73-year-old Emma Taylor was hit in front of Jesse Boyd Elementary yesterday morning. The Herald Journal reports Taylor is in critical condition. Anyone with information should call the Highway Patrol. The FBI is investigating several clinics in the upstate. Yesterday, federal agents raided 3 clinics owned by pain management associates in Spartanburg, Greenville, and Easley. In July, 2 of their employees were arrested. Dr. Blake Lecce and physician's assistant Amanda Lecce were accused of conspiring to illegally prescribe drugs. The FBI wouldn't say whether the raids were related, but an employee told us it has nothing to do with the arrests.
I know what they're not looking for, which is, nothing to do with any opiates or controlled substances, and it doesn't have anything to do with, any of our physicians being personally investigated for wrongdoing or misconduct.
The FBI says the Drug Enforcement Agency and the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services are also involved in the investigation. Well, tonight's the night thousands of children will be out trick-or-treating, but officials are warning parents to be aware of any registered sex offenders living in their neighborhood. 7 News' Tobias Rodriguez joins me live in studio on what's being done to keep your children safe. Hi, Tobias.
Good morning. And children around the upstate are excited to wear their Halloween costume and get tons of candy this evening. I'm sure parents are excited too. It's always a fun family activity to go door to door trick-or-treating, but parents should check which houses they'll be stopping by this evening. In South Carolina, the state has set curfews for registered sex offenders on Halloween night. In Greenville County, sex offenders on probation, parole, or any other release program are ordered to go to an undisclosed holding area from 5:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. About 80 convicted sex offenders are scheduled to attend tonight. There, they will go through a counseling seminar until their curfew is up. Counties like Henderson and Lawrence have similar situations for tonight, so families can enjoy their time without worry.
It does make parents feel better about letting their kids go out to the communities and enjoy Halloween.
Registered sex offenders that have done their time are left alone. To check your neighborhood on the sex offender registry, you can go to our webpage, WSPA.com, for a link. Reporting live in the studio, Tobias Rodriguez, 7 News.
All right, thank you so much, Tobias. And that's a look at what you need to know. Sibila, Christy, back to you.
All right, thanks, Julie. All right, well, Halloween is a perfect time for a scary movie with an iconic villain. Frontier Communications looked at Google searches to figure out the most popular horror movie villain in each state. In both South and North Carolina, it's Chucky from the Child's Play films. 9 other states like Chucky the most, but the champ is Norman Bates from Psycho. The movie is nearly 60 years old, but Norman is the top villain in 13 states.
What happened to Michael Myers from Halloween?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Don't get me.
All right, so listen to this, all right? Horror movies get your blood pumping, and you could even lose weight. Researchers at the University of Westminster had people watch 10 scary movies and measured their heart rate and breathing. On average, they found that you can burn about 150 calories. That's the same amount as a 30-minute walk. People who watched The Shining burned the most at 184 calories.
Oh,
now, this has Hollywood written all over it.
Yeah, it does.
Who did this study? They want you to see more scary movies.
Who knew being a couch potato, watching a scary movie could actually
That's all you have
burn
to do.
some calories?
Yeah,
I know.
a 30-minute walk. That's crazy.
But it's got to be scary. It can't be a semi.
scary.
It's got to really scare you.
I don't know. Well, coming up, Beyonce just won Halloween. Yeah, take a look right here. See what the R&B legend is dressing up as. Can you guess? That's next in Pop Topics.
And right now, let's take a look at Biltmore Park. We've got some traffic moving along, very quiet weather, a few clouds in the area. We'll talk more about your forecast in a few minutes.
All right, and let's take a look at Clemson right now. Clemson's campus, the fog has lifted. We will be back with a lot more Carolina Morning next.
Where local news matters for Carolina's family. This is 7 News Carolina Morning.
Good Carolina morning, everyone. I'm Christy Henderson, sitting alongside Sibila Vargas. Have you ever thought that somebody's watching you?
Yeah, I feel a little creepy today. Like, I feel like, I don't know, like somebody's staring at me. And I just can't, I don't seem to,
Let's
just
look behind
can't
and
knock this
check.
feeling. What the?
Holy moly! So,
Michael
we got a
Myers
couple of
is here.
Our friend is, I
Wow.
almost called him last week Mike Myers because I thought it was a misprint, on the script. That's why I haven't
She
seen
goes
these
by
movies.
for, just like Mike.
But
She likes to
isn't
call
this creepy, Fred?
I was ready to do the thing that everybody watching every scary movie does of all time. When you see somebody in a house or that situation and your back's to the obvious killer, it's just like, turn around! Turn around, you moron!
Exactly. We're burning calories right now, Fred, of things that scare you, burn calories. That's what we're doing.
It's too bad my son's not home right now. He's already in school because he is like fascinated with Michael Myers right now. A lot of the kids are.
yeah.
Now
Better
that
take a
Halloween's
picture
here, and
with
we
him
have
then.
him here. We have him here.
Yeah, he's here. And
Tell your friends.
And they just stare at you, it's a creepy, creepy feeling. But
can hear the
anyway, we'll
music
talk
now.
to y'all in a little bit, or be creeped out by y'all in a little bit. This is Nightmare Hollow that's here. We got some folks here. They're going to tell us more about that.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, let's move on.
All right, let's
hope you
move
survive.
on.
Get out of here,
to the
please.
weather, to some safe
go.
zones. All right, we've got chilly temperatures out there, and I'm chilly right now. 49 degrees in Spartanburg, 49 degrees in Greenville. We're in the mid-40s in Anderson, 39 in Asheville. It's going to be a pretty quiet day for us today, and of course, that's good news for the trick-or-treaters that are going to be out later this evening. We'll expect those readings to be in the 60s, starting out at 68 by 6:30, and by the time the trick-or-treaters wrap it up for the night, some clouds around, but no rain, with temperatures in the lower 60s. All right, let's get over to Emily Henning. She is in a safe Spartanburg studio with the latest on live drive traffic. Emily?
All right, Christy. Well, right now, seeing a couple things going on the roads. You're going to want to stay safe out there this morning. 253 right at Art Street, an accident there with the road blocked in Greenville. Still hearing about a lane closed on I-26 eastbound by I-85, all just because of a stalled car, not a serious crash. And now on I-85 South, hearing there's a lane closed by the GSP exit where I've been seeing a lot of heavy traffic this morning. But looking at our traffic camera there, seeing what looks like all lanes back open and a couple cars, though, off of the shoulder. So let's get a live look at one of our traffic cams this morning. I-85, you can see that kind of looks like they kind of picked up those cars on the shoulder there. The southbound side still slow going, but it does appear that all lanes are open here by GSP.
Thanks, Emily. Here's a look at what you need to know this morning. The man accused in a deadly ambush on some South Carolina officers is scheduled to be in court today. Florence police say Frederick Hopkins started shooting at them when officers went to his home earlier this month to serve a warrant on his son. Officer Terrence Caraway and Florence County Deputy Farrah Turner died. 5 other officers were hurt. Upstate communities are coming together after the deadly shooting at a Pittsburgh synagogue. More than 100 people came to Noma Square in downtown Greenville last night for a vigil organized by the Greenville Jewish Federation. Several rabbis, a Christian pastor, and Greenville city officials spoke. Pastor Ronald Smith led everyone in song with a message of hope and action.
Find your humanity. Your humanity comes before your politics. As you are looking me in the eye, then we need to learn to look each other in the eye. And then in that, we find a spark of God, the Holy. And that's all I can hope for.
Tonight, Furman University will hold a vigil at Daniel Chapel at 6:30, and Anderson Temple Israel Benai on Oakland Avenue will hold a service Friday night. President Trump visited Pittsburgh yesterday as the city mourns the 11 people killed in Saturday's shooting. The president and first lady carried out a Jewish tradition by placing visitation stones on a memorial outside the Tree of Life congregation building. Prosecutors say the suspected gunman Robert Bowers was an extreme anti-Semite whose hatred drove him to kill. Well, South Carolina will enforce a curfew tonight to keep registered sex offenders off the streets while your children trick or treat. It goes into effect tonight from 5:30 to 9. Some counties have more rules. In Greenville County, some convicted sex offenders have to attend a counseling seminar until the curfew ends. Other counties send agents to individual homes to make sure lights are off and they aren't passing out candy. Parents are asked to check the sex offender registry before going out trick-or-treating.
They start getting older, 8 or 9, 10, you let them go alone and they don't know the dangers, so you kind of keep them in the right neighborhood or away from certain houses. I think people should be made more aware that there are, sex offenders around.
The sex offender registry allows you to see who is living within a 3-mile radius of your home. We have a link to it at WSPA.com. It is Halloween. It's a great time for costumes and candy, but can also be dangerous for your children. A State Farm study finds children are twice as likely to die on Halloween than any other day. 7 News' Tobias Rodriguez has more on what you can do to help keep your children safe.
Holiday of fun for parents and children, but a new report tells us there are some risks to watch out for. You heard Fred say a study found children are twice as likely to die on Halloween than any other day. A major cause of those deaths, you ask? The answer is walking in the streets. In a study of over 4 million deaths over a span of 20 years, State Farm found nearly 70% of pedestrians were hit away from a crosswalk or intersection. These deaths aren't limited to young children either. Most of the fatalities were teenagers. Here are some safety tips. Dress in reflective tape, trick or treat in groups, and carry around a flashlight. And another piece of information, according to the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, out of 4,500 Halloween-related injuries last year, 41% were linked to making jack-o'-lanterns. Reporting live in the studio, Tobias Rodriguez, 7 News.
Thanks, Tobias. It's 8:36. That's a look at what you need to know. We send it back to Sibila and Christy.
All right, so while we're on the subject, Fred, Halloween came early for dozens of babies at Greenville Memorial Hospital. A local church donated over 90 Halloween costumes to the NICU babies there.
The costumes were made by church volunteers at Travelers Rest United Methodist in partnership with March of Dimes. Nurses at Greenville Memorial Hospital began the practice decades ago.
They handmade some costumes, and they began a collection of costumes that we've used for years. With the church group making these costumes, what's new about this is that we're able to gift them to the families, and then they have a keepsake.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, Travelers Rest United is always looking for more volunteers to help make blankets and hats for preemie babies. If you'd like to help, we've got more information on WSPA.com. Well, coming up, if you're looking to get scared for Halloween, there's enough to do it. We're talking to one haunted trail in the upstate who can make sure you get a fright. We'll be back. Ooh, man, look at that. I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. Right now, let's take you live to see, well, traffic's moving along okay and the weather's not bad either. More Carolina Morning is on the way. Stay with us.